Business Group, a group of brands designed to support owners, leaders and managers in business. If you're looking to grow your business, contact mybusinessgroup.co.uk today for more information or follow the link in the description below. And seeing as this is 3MB, we are proudly sponsored by VMB Auto Centres at Handsworth. They're still offering that amazing deal of 50% off your MOT when you let them know that you're a Rambler. Thank you to VMB Auto Centres for their continued support.
Hey, subscribe to Blaze Ramble, man.
What is happening, Blades, and welcome back to the Blades Ramble. I am, of course, Jimmy, and this is 3 Mardy Blades. Are we Mardy tonight? We'll have to wait and see. I'll tell you what we are doing. We used to, here's a little behind the scenes for you. We used to, come on, this started off as a Patreon-only show and has grown into, it became a bit of a special thing where we do it every now and again on the Ramble, and now it's a weekly fix, and it's one of the most popular shows that we do, and it's one of my favourite shows to do. We used to get together, what should we talk about, what should we plan, what should we do? This week we've come on with 5 minutes to spare, and I can't remember which one of us started it, probably me, but somebody said, Lulu, come to Harry. Does everybody know what that reference is for those that are watching? Because it's a bit of a one-way conversation until I get to those actual comments. It's a Harry Enfield skit, and it's where his two babies. It's him and Kathy Burke. Him and Kathy Burke are playing two kids, and I've just had a revelation from the man I'm about to bring on, and I want him to tell everybody live because I wasn't aware of this. So without any further ado, and we will get into Sheffield United at some point, but it's the Man Mountain.
This is the view from the mountain, with a heart so pure it's astounding. Man Mountain, strong and true. What a man, what a view.
Now then, my mate, how are you?
I'm doing all right, mate. I'm doing all right. Is this where you try and fact check me live on the air? Is this
No, don't fact. It's not a fact check. You've blown my mind. You've blown my mind because just as I press play, the lads are very. Now you know that nobody can hear you when the intro's playing, but I can hear you. So we carry on a conversation sometimes while the show is introing. And you said, just as I press the go live button and the intro starts playing, you went, you know that's Lily Allen, don't you? I went, what? And you went, that's Lily Allen, that skit that you were just doing. I said, no, it's Harry Enfield. And you went, I know, but it's about Lily. Talk to me about this. What? You've blown my mind with it.
It's just something I heard. It's just there because he was Lily Allen's stepdad, and apparently it was based on.
He was Lily Allen's stepdad.
Yeah,
Harry Enfield.
Yeah,
was he?
Yeah,
was he?
Yeah, he definitely was. Anyway, that's the thing. So
she was Keith Allen. She's Keith Allen's daughter, isn't she? Is it Keith Allen?
Yes, that's
him
right.
who did Vindaloo, we're on Vindaloo video. Yeah. Absolutely blown my mind. Look, I believe you, mate. I always take everything you say at face value.
No, I got told that. I haven't sat down with Harry and had a deep and meaningful.
Well, I would hoping Lily had told you whether it's true or not. But I'm happy to take it third hand from the mountain. That's what a man, what a view. So
hey, careful there.
Oh, let's Davey, come to 3MB.
David knows, he really knows where the wind, I know whispers blow. Smelly brain, he's in the know. David knows, steals the show.
Dave the Nose steals the show. Oh, that were it because I couldn't get Paul's camera right, and I said, "Oh, little Paul." I'm right in the middle of these three, weren't it? What have I been on tonight? Oh my word.
It's another quality service announcement from the Blades Ramble, isn't it?
Well, mate,
We all know
you
about
never
it.
know what you're going to get on this channel. So there you go. Everybody's well informed now. You were nodding away with Harry Enfield, Willie Allen's stepdad. Did not know that either.
I googled it.
Oh, did you? Oh, so you didn't know either.
Nah.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't know anything.
Right. Okay. What we do know.
I know nothing.
I know nothing. It says somewhere.
Barcelona.
It didn't say on Wikipedia. Paul Mountain said that.
You can do if you want.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, it can.
David will
Okay.
be updating it later.
Let's get back to the business at hand, lads. Anybody holding out any hope now? Because last week I was on here, and I'm blaming you two for this. Actually, I was on here last week, and I wasn't being negative. I was being matter of fact. And that was an intentional headspace that I had where I was saying, I think it's a bridge too far now. I think I'm just going to recalibrate and sort of take each game at a time. And to be fair to Dave, and I'm going to give you a little bit of an out here, you were saying take each game at a time, but you were both saying, it's not over, Jim. It's not over. Yeah, hands in the air, Mr. Mountain.
Because it wasn't over, Jim, because while the gap was what it was, and you're going to have 3 games in a week. If you win all 3, if you do what Southampton are doing at the minute, then it's game on, isn't it?
Yeah, but at that point, we what have we done? Drawn with West Brom at home, poor, and then we had Norwich to go to, which were always going to be difficult, and Southampton.
If we had won both those games,
not Southampton. Sorry,
we'd have been 8th. No, sorry, maybe 8th or 9th. So at the time, we were right. It wasn't over.
You were right, and it wasn't over. I'm not blaming you for the results or even the predictions, getting the predictions wrong, because nobody gets them right.
I'm glad about that.
But I got sucked in again, and you didn't do it on purpose. But I feel like again, I've opened myself. To be honest, all joking aside, it were a little bit sad because our boy Sonny came on 90 after 90, and while I'd certainly made peace with it after Norwich. And then, obviously, we have the Birmingham result, which I came away feeling quite proud, really, in terms of, yes, it's a point. Yes, we needed a win if we were going to continue on. But in the circumstances, and we'll get to this, but Sonny came on 90 after 90, and he were quite deflated. He were like, well, where were that spirit against West Brom and Norwich? I wanted to see more from them, because if they'd have done that, then we'd have had more chance of coming away with points. And I understood that point as well. Where were it? If it's there, or I'm sure it is there now, in terms of making peace with it, lads. When did it happen for you? Was it a Sonny Glasby situation where Birmingham was the final nail, or was it Norwich, or were you still really hanging on at West Brom? Paul, you're on screen, mate. We'll ask you first.
Yeah, well, I think that it's. I think while the teams who are in pole position to challenge for it, so if Wrexham and Southampton. They start stringing together results, and Southampton are definitely doing that now. It sort of takes it away. It takes it out of our hands a little bit, and you can go, well, we could try as best and try and win. If we win 6 or 7 of the last 9 or whatever, you could be in the frame. You're in the frame if the others aren't. Don't do that, Jim. Please stop it.
It was more for Dave's reaction, and I got the desired reaction that I wanted.
Right, good. Well, you're kind of in the frame, aren't you? And when you have a week like we've had, where you get 2 draws and a defeat, and you go in, right, okay, so we're not hitting the straps. If we hit the straps and won every game, it still mightn't be enough, because if Southampton did the same thing, which they seem to be doing at the moment by going to Cov and winning as well, massive morale boost.
What a result that is!
Huge result, yeah, really good, and they were really, really good value for it as well. They worked really hard and they played well. I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's as long as the other teams are stumbling, which a lot of them have been doing for the last sort of 2 or 3 months. You believe that if you can string together those 2 or 3 victories, then you get that. You close the gap, and the pressure goes onto them, and you're playing with freedom and winning games. Things can change, but I think what this week has taught us is we've been teased a little bit this season. I said this the other night. We've shown quality at times. We've shown really good performance. The difference between going up and doing what teams like QPR do, win, lose, draw, win, lose, draw, win, lose, draw. It's the consistency, and we spoke about it, didn't we? And I think Wilder has obviously come out firing after the game about some of the comments about the players being on the beach and all this stuff. And I think it's a fair criticism to say. I think he won't like it for a start, obviously, and I get that. But I think it's fair criticism to say that yesterday showed a lot of the qualities that as a fan base we've grown to demand, and we love about Sheffield United. You know, we love that they can do that. I just feel like I can't decide whether people just saying, well, they can't be bothered. I don't think that's the case. I just think we've had inconsistent performances from semi-fit players, and then again, players that can't. Bamford's done us a massive solid yesterday by turning out, and we've heard the little narrative around what Pat had said. Wilder had sort of said, please, come on, let's have a go. And he did do, and he put his hand up, which is what we want, don't we? We want those characters. But I feel like we've been playing the catch-up game with the fitness. And I said this the other day, all season. I think we're trying to get that. We're trying to get some consistency in performance, but we haven't had much consistency in terms of selection. And sometimes, and the reason is the fitness of the players. Key players getting injured, you play well, you get into a good rhythm, 2 of them get injured. It's kind of like we've just been doing that all year.
Stop-start, it all the time.
With us, has it, on that front? I mean, you might say it's conditioning, some would say it's luck, but it's certainly hampered us this season. I think this week, everyone's happy with the second half against Brum, and why wouldn't they be? We're in a position where you look dead and buried after half an hour. You've missed the penalty. You're 1-0 down. You've had a red card. You're just going, well, we'll write this off then. Because if they come out and do a number on us, they should go 2 or 3 and then should do that. The fact is, we've dug in, shown a lot of character, and he'll like that, and shown a bit of fight, and it gives him the platform to come out and say, well, you were wrong, weren't you? And I think that's what he did. But we love it, don't we? We love all that. And I sometimes think Chris is a brilliant actor at times. I think sometimes I can't decide whether that was a measured
actor, politician.
We have to be those things.
Yeah, absolutely right.
And I want to address something else about what was.
Go for it,
there was
mate.
a video of Sean Dyche and stuff as well. But I want to talk about that in a bit. But I just think he can come out and be proud of his players at that point, and then he can come out and defend them and say, "Look, you were wrong. You were wrong." I think he can acknowledge that the performances have been good, average, poor, good, average, poor, good, average, poor, and I think that's the reason that we're sort of where we are. And like you say, there's 100 reasons why that's the case. So I just feel like the shots have been fired across the fan base for people who said that they were on the beach, and I think it'll be a little rally cry for the players as well, because I think that's what these things are all about.
Yeah, they're always.
What do the players see? Well, they see the manager coming out and being bullish, and
backing him,
defending his players, and I think that's fair enough,
whether he believes it or not.
Yeah.
And I think there's always an element of that, and I love that about him. I think you have to take Wilder for his. If you're going to take the positives that come with the chest thumping and the positivity, and you're all coming with me on this ride because we're all Blades together, I personally think, and it's only my opinion, that you have to take those sort of short retorts and stuff like that, and sort of jabs back and things like that when he doesn't feel like it's, it feels like he's been disrespected or something like that. He doesn't take criticism very well, and I understand that. But forgive me, Paul, but I'm going to say that I'm going to ask Dave this question because I think he is probably the most balanced of the three. We're all Wilder fans here, all three of us, but I think Dave will give us a more measured opinion than me or you could. In terms of Dave, what did you make to the post-match interview with Chrissy Wilder?
I think Paul's hit the nail on the head. I think there's a lot of it of we can't down tools, and I don't think they will down tools. But I also think if people have said that they feel like they've not tried, I think that is probably unfair. I think he's got a bit of a point, if I'm honest. Where
have we seen this though? Because we're speculating that not a lot of Blades have seen the sort of accusations that he's putting out there. Really, is it in little pockets of X or wherever it is that not a lot of us?
I don't look at a great deal.
This is what I mean, but neither you wouldn't think he would.
Well, who knows? Or if people are telling him, but I tend to stick with stuff on the Ramble, and that's not just a plug, but that is what I tend to do, and I think everyone's entitled to their opinion, and if you feel like these games where, I think the West Brom game, and if you think that they maybe didn't try hard, I think that's probably. For me personally, I think that's unfair. I don't think it's ever been a case of effort. I think for a long time we've been, it's not been in our hands directly. We've been reliant on other teams dropping points. We've had some real bad luck with some of the injuries. We've had 2 or 3 of the players who were phenomenal last season who've not managed to hit the heights that they did last season, which has had an effect. I think Wilder's had to adapt the squad as best he can, given what happened in the summer and what he's had available. And I think, again, if you look at Gyro and Bamford in particular, what signings they've been. But we've had periods where we've missed them. We've had periods of maybe a little bit, I don't want to say bad discipline like last season, but, rash tackles flying in that have cost us in terms of suspensions and
6 red cards in 13 games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I felt Femi's was contentious, but I can understand why it was given.
Yeah, you're giving him a decision to make, aren't you? Either way.
Yeah, I mean, but it's he gets the tackle, right, and it's a great tackle. I don't think it's one of those where you're pointing your finger at him for doing something. Why has he done that? It's clear. Well, I know you're not sure, but I don't. The way, the direction, based on the replay, I didn't get to see the game live, but based on the replay and the direction of travel that Binden's at, he'd have had to adjust where he was going and that kind of thing. And in a split second, at full power, he's made a decision, and he's just got it slightly wrong.
He normally relies on his pace, and I think he's gambled there, and it's not paid off. And I think that he has to take responsibility for that, though, because it's a decision he's made.
He does, but I don't think. I think back to Rothwell's one and him being a bit, off the pace, and he made a tackle that he arguably he didn't need to make in the first place.
Correct,
and was reckless. I think Femi's just not quite got it right, so I'm not necessarily in a pointing finger thing there. Phillips one, you could make an argument of whether it was went far enough for it to be a red at full speed. So I think there's a few of them that have maybe been. I
think Tanganga's was harsh. You look at Samari's. I mean, it's a moot point, really, isn't it? I suppose
it is, but we've been on the wrong side of certain decisions throughout the season. That all these things have sort of added up to the point where we've got to this point, and it's just we've been chasing that little bit, and if it had gone. For the last couple of weeks, it had gone different, then we'd be right in the middle of it. And it's just so happened that they've not quite. I mean, I think a draw is a fabulous result given what happened yesterday.
I was going to come to Seriki a little bit later, but I want to circle back to something that you mentioned, Dave. So I'm just going to ask Paul quickly on his thoughts on the Seriki red card. What were your thoughts, mate?
At first glance, I was thinking that Binden would have got there. In terms of not digging out Seriki, I don't like digging out players for trying to make a tackle because he's trying his best.
Yeah. And were you there?
It's a foul. It's not like kicking an advertising audience and getting a second yellow or
arguing over a throw-in or whatever.
Yeah, stuff like that. You can't. I can't give that any credit, or I think that's mindless. I think that there's bits that Gus Hamer won the other day, the yellow and stuff. I just think there's certain bits that are just
ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. And this isn't one of those. But what it is a player who is absolutely lightning deciding that to go into ground at that point is the way to do it. When I believe that if he runs alongside, he's going to catch him, and he's going to put enough pressure on him to make a block. And I guess that's what we're seeing with Femi Seriki. We've got a player with all these tools to be a top player. He's got all the things you need to go and be an international, really, because of his power and his pace and
his athleticism. We talk about athletes all the time, don't we? Needed in the Premier League. He's built for that.
Athleticism, yes, but also his attacking output, which is what people want from a fullback nowadays, is fantastic. I think he's brilliant for that, and I think what we're witnessing is a player that has made quite a few in recent games poor decisions on the field, and I think this was another, and I think he. Again, I'm all for players getting better and learning and things and of that, especially young players. I know he's 23. Is he 23 now? So he's not like he's not a fresh 19-year-old straight in the team out the youth team. He's been around a bit, and these are lessons that he's going to have to learn because if he keeps doing them and keeps making these mistakes, then his stock goes down, doesn't it? But I think it's I think he was a bit unlucky. I think on another day, another referee would give him a yellow card.
We've talked about a lack of leaders in the squad, and I'm not digging out Tanganga, who wears the armband currently, or anybody like that. But do you think if we had a couple more of those strong figureheads within the side, then those decisions might not come about as often? Maybe you can't obviously attribute it to a one-off incident. I understand that, but you look at the way that Alfie Gilchrist played alongside Harry Souttar, and certainly Harrison Burrows had a much better season alongside Harry Souttar. And is it a coincidence? I'm not sure, but he felt like a much more calming influence at the back. The defensive record was absolutely incredible at that stage. So I don't know. It's speculative, really, I suppose. I'm going to circle back, though, to a point that Dave made, and I don't know whether Paul agrees as well, that they proved a point on yesterday afternoon by turning up and putting in a real performance for the shirt. When we went down to 10 men, and then we immediately concede after two pretty poor performances against Norwich and West Brom, a lot of us would have thought, and then you miss the penalty straight away pretty much as well. A lot of us are thinking, well, this is only going one way, isn't it? And, you know, I know certain people who didn't watch after the penalty miss. So we did really well to come back into the game. I think Patrick Bamford has a lot to say about that in terms of his brilliant finish from a fantastic through ball from Burrows as well. There were really good glimpses in the game. But Dave, you were talking about it sort of proves Wilder's point, and he's right. I think, Paul, you might have mentioned it as well. And I'm playing devil's here a little bit, by the way. Does that justify the performances against West Brom and Norwich? Is it a bit of a get out to say, look, we weren't questioning them for giving up. I don't think they would ever have given up, but it was. Oh, well, we may have done. We may have sort of fleetingly sort of touched on that, but it was such a disappointing, a lack of intent there. That's certainly something we said. There was a lack of intent to go and win the game at West Brom when it was there for us on a plate. And at Norwich, you just knew we were going to concede because of the way we were going about our business that day. So, Dave, I know you said, like, well, they've sort of proved the point that, you know, they've proved Wilder right, and he can now come out and say, told you they had character. And ultimately, they showed a lot of character against Birmingham. But where was that? Like Sonny was saying on 90 after 90, where was that against Norwich and West Brom?
I think the West Brom game for me was about taking risks, and I don't think we took enough risk. We were hesitant, and I don't think that's an effort thing. And I'm not arguing it's maybe a bit of a mentality thing, but in that game, we had chances that we took an extra touch rather than just hitting it, or we cut inside into packed areas rather than committing the fullback and going to byline and trying to. Which
you usually put down to a confidence thing, wouldn't you? I suppose.
Yeah, but I don't.
Or
think
a nerve thing, if you like.
I don't think they turned up in that game and thought, "Can't be bothered."
No, I don't think that. I don't think anybody consciously does that.
And the Norwich game, I thought was a bit of a strange one for me, and I thought both teams were really poor at keeping hold of the ball. And we perhaps were just not quite ruthless enough with some of the chances that we had.
They were better than us second half. We can't say
I wouldn't have turned around and said that they were, mind-blowingly brilliant.
No, but they were better than us.
Yeah, so that is yes. But again, I don't think that's. I don't feel like it's a lack of. I don't think effort's the issue.
I think it's ability.
No, I mean the ability in some of them. The ability's there, without a doubt.
It's got to be something, though, hasn't it? I mean, yeah, you can put it down to an off night if you want to give them a free pass, but I think people are entitled to point. And again, I'm playing devil's a little bit, but point the finger and say, well, what were that about then? Because it's all right, you're showing up at Birmingham when it's almost pretty much done. If you'd have got 6 points leading into the Birmingham game, then it's a brilliant point and it keeps us right in the mix. And that's the character we're talking about. I personally think Wilder is protecting the players, which he should, and that's exactly the manager's job. But I also think, a little bit like Paul was saying, in being a bit of an actor, I think he's fuming with some of them, and I think he don't think some of them are good enough, and he can't wait to get his hands on it to give it a real go in his own vision.
Can I ask a question back? Because obviously I didn't watch the game. Should Birmingham have put us to the sword?
You would think so, having seen two posts and 2 crossbars.
Right. But just in general, in the general play,
no.
So we're saying, where was that? Because we ground out a 1-1, but there's 2 sides that
with 10 men.
But there's 2 sides that make a game.
Yeah.
Right. And did Birmingham do the things that they should have done?
No.
So.
But we more than held our own with 10 men.
Yeah, I know. I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is we're saying, where was that performance in these other games? But if we've not been put under the pressure that we should have been, and we've not been put to the sword.
Oh no, just because they didn't put us to the sword, don't mean they weren't on top for large portions. I just don't think I think we coped really well with them. Is probably the best way to put it. And that were with 10 men. So
I mean, it's a genuine, it's a sort of genuine question of, because you watch games. We've done it. I'm trying to think who it was. It went down to 10 hours, and I think the second half we pulled them to bits. Was it Bristol City? There was a game earlier in the season at the Lane, and the opposition got somebody sent off, and we were absolutely ruthless in the second half.
Might have been Birmingham.
Could have been.
Birmingham had Tommy Doyle sent off.
Yeah, might have been that game.
Could have been, mate. Could have been. Because we've been very good, and that's a little bit, again, like I'll come to you now, Paul, but that was a little bit like Paul were talking about, where we've seen it in little bursts where we've been really good this season. And I think that makes it worse. The feeling that we've not quite been consistent enough to put it together, because I don't think it's an ability thing. I think we've shown that we've got it. We just haven't got the consistency. Paul, go on, mate. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I think sometimes we kind of underestimate. We think it's always about us, and sometimes it's not. It's about the opposition as well.
True.
And we're always analysing Sheffield United and saying, what we thought of their performance in that moment. I think the Norwich one stunk to me of a bunch of players that had ran their race by half time. They didn't look the same team in the second half. Chris spoke about turning the ball over consistently over and over again, which was happening. Norwich have been on good form. They've got belief that they can win football matches, and that's what they're doing. I think we were 1 up, and I thought we were playing well. I thought we were working really hard in that first half. And the second half, we were a shadow of ourselves. And I think that sometimes you can point to fitness at that point. You can say, I don't think we were able to sustain the efforts of the first half in the second half, which is down to, that's a physical thing. Like for me, I thought there was a physical issue within the team in that second half. I thought the Norwich stepped up a gear and we stepped down 2 gears, and I think that's why we got done. That's why we got done. I think West Brom, too many of our key actors, as he calls them, didn't show up at all. I thought that we had control of the ball for long periods. I thought West Brom did a good job at staying in the game and playing. Yeah. They came for a point, and that's what they got. They played with men behind the ball. They were well organised. They were scratching around for confidence. It's a game we should have won because I think we were in charge of it, and we just didn't make enough opportunities, and creativity wasn't really on point. And I think that we were going through the motions. The too safe and sideways was my observation. I think the Birmingham game, I think we were pretty good. Yeah, I think we would have won the game if we'd have kept 11 on the field. And I think that the second half shows character, doesn't it, to see out and get yourself a result in that moment. The sort of character that you need if you're going to put together a promotion push. And I think it was decent. So, but I mean, like you said, 2 points from those 3. And you look up the table and you see the Saints going bang, win. That's the point where I go, okay, so they're hitting the straps. We're still scratching around for some good form, really, because we've had good form in this division. We've been score 3 for spells of this league, but we show that inconsistency again, and and I think the importance of Jairo Riedewald can't be underestimated in any of this. I think he is massive for this team. I loved the idea that Bamford was on the shoulder, a different type of goal to what we've scored this season.
Yeah.
And that's pleasing. That's a good thing, because
there's a lot of positives to take from it, mate. I think.
There was, mate. Because
Adam Davies had a good game as well.
Mate, sometimes it's like he says, sometimes you have to go around the side, sometimes you've got to go over the top, sometimes you've got to go through the middle.
Yeah.
And you need a bit of variety in the type of goals that you're going to score. And I think it showed a bit of variety. And obviously, the one thing the man has got is composure. Pat Bamford in that situation.
Good.
He was a man on the spot, a super touch, and a really composed finish. I think Beadle's sold himself nice and early. Oh, this is me. Go on then, Pat.
Schmeichel-esque jump.
I don't think so. But yeah, I think he's done us a favour, like our ex-player Jack Robinson. I watched that back and thought, that as a manager, that is unforgivable.
I've never seen anything like that.
No, me neither.
Massive loss of concentration. I know there was this discussion about the red card. I think the insult to injury on a red card at that point.
It can't be unless he's denied a goal scoring opportunity, can it?
No, I know. But if some people were saying, "Oh, what is it, a red or a yellow?" and I was thinking, God, imagine if he'd got
that. Were me in the heat of the moment as well. Mate, it should be getting a red for this. It's an handballic box. Maybe it's just a bit of anti-Robbo as well.
And Wilder couldn't help just leaving that one in the post-match as well. He'll be mortified with that against his old club.
As well he should be.
It's very unprofessional, like crazy, bad, like terrible.
So
you'd be annoyed if you're under 12s did it, wouldn't you?
Mate, imagine that.
It's something that would happen in an under 12s,
isn't
it?
What our fan base would do if he'd done that for us.
What I'd be doing.
Yeah,
what I'd be doing.
Yeah, we'd have
had him, won't we? We'd have had him. Right, so, lads, as part of that Birmingham performance, I know, Dave, you didn't get a chance to see much of it, but we shifted. We've seen this before this season, and I don't know whether I'm just going all in on it too heavy, really, but it's more wishful thinking than anything else, possibly.
Not again. Please not again.
Why? Why do you not want this?
Because I don't.
Why, David?
Because I want us to play with I want us to go out in the summer and buy some proper wingers, some proper quick.
With what? With what money?
Loads of money.
So what you're saying is we're getting loan wingers, and hope that they do a job in a 4-2-3-1 that's got us to. Are we 15th at the moment? Are we? You know, it's not.
It got us to third. 92 points last season.
It did. Completely different squad now, mate. Completely different squad now.
Completely different squad next season.
Yeah, exactly. So, look what we've got as a... This is my argument. I'm going to put my argument forward for a pro 3-at-the-back system. We have got several centre-backs. With 5, I count centre-backs, if you count Hjelde as a centre-half. Hjelde on loan, Bindon on loan, but they're still in squad and available for selection, thank you. So... Tanganga, me, McGuinness make up that 5. You don't need 5 to get into 4 slots. At left back or left wing back, you've got Burrows or McCallum at the moment. Brooks has even done a job there previously for us. At right back, you've got Femi Seriki and Keanu Hoover. When Keanu Hoover moved forward in this 3-at-the-back system and he moved to right wing back, he looked a different player. In the middle, we've got an array of centre midfielders, never available, any of them. But, you know, for the odd one that is, then it's a quality player that's there. So, Sidipek and Jairo are the main 2 at the minute. I think Sidi's been poor last couple of games, but he will come good again. We know how good he can be. Ollie Arblaster waiting in the wings. Tom Davis now back in the reckoning. Joe Rothwell injured. Calvin Phillips injured. Jibo Samari trying to put his hand up at back at class. And then... in front of them, you've got Callum Ware and Gus Hamer at the moment, who you could rotate in the 10, and the potential for 2 strikers up front. We haven't got any wing options other than Andre Brooks. Gus Hamer does play off the left, but when Gus Hamer's out of the team, you're slotting in Callum Ware out on the left-hand side, where it's not his accustomed position. Make your argument, young man.
I don't need to make my argument.
Come on, why are you so wed to the 4 at the back?
Then? How many teams out there.
Does it matter?
Well, there's a reason for it.
Wrexham play with 3 at the back, and they're doing all right, aren't they, with a fairly average squad?
You've named one team.
Yeah, but it's working for them, isn't it? Why don't you go with your strengths as a squad?
No, because no. You've told these players.
No, just no.
Right, that aren't even getting in the squad at the minute. Where's me? McGuinness?
But where's me? I'm not talking about them starting. I'm talking about for depth. If we want to go with that, we've got enough. We're not just we've got one extra.
What do you So then, so one of our biggest strengths out of this season has been that right hand side where we've had Femi and Brooks.
Agreed.
So we're gonna completely ditch that.
Well, does it work consistently every week?
But we're going to. But the question is, we're going to completely ditch our best attacking threat of the season.
If you think there's a greater good than
based on a performance where we've had 10 men and we've managed to draw a game against Birmingham, who aren't any great shape.
As opposed to Seriki and I'll tell you something. For next game, Seriki's not going to be available anyway, so you might as well try it. And
Jim,
the last couple of games before that, they didn't work.
Jim, where does Brooks get in that team then, Jim? That you just because
he played in midfield.
He played his name, and he's been one of our best players this year.
He played in midfield, didn't he? And I also think you have to have half an eye on next season, and one of Brooks, Peck, or Seriki will likely leave. Won't they?
Don't try and force us into 5-3-2 next season. I can't cope.
It's 3-5-2, not a 5-3-2. There's a difference in mindset there, I think. So.
Right. I can't cope with it.
Why can't you cope with it?
Because
Dave, I take your Brooks and why does it work with 15th?
It worked
with 15th.
Jim.
Yes, you can gang up all you like, you two. I'm here for it.
No, right.
I'm here for it.
I know where your brain is. Hjelder's come on and done all right.
On Mars.
Hjelder's come on and done all right. So you want to crowbar him into the team somehow.
Crowbar?
You've got... Yeah, crowbar, because that's what you're doing. You're changing the formation.
Do you know what it is?
Because you
see what I'm putting on. You see what I'm putting on?
Let me finish my point. Can you let me finish?
It fits like a glove. There's no crowbar involved.
Right. Okay, beautiful. So you're trying to get Hjelder in the team because you think he's decent, and there's nowhere in the team for him if we play 4 at the back. Agreed. Right?
I'd just like to see a bit more of him.
Femi Seriki make a few errors as a right back. And we know that his attacking force is better than his defensive. So it suits him to be a wing back. You are correct. I think Sam McCallum, Burrows, and Seriki and Hoover would be better
as wing backs.
I agree with that.
Thank you.
Dave's point stands. At this point in time, the Brooks and Femi combination on the right-hand side, and I've been saying this for weeks, so it's not new info, I believe is our best attacking outlet in normal play. I think that them two make things happen that wouldn't happen if they weren't where they're playing right now. So
okay.
I think that for me is what they're doing. Tell it like you. I know where your mind is, and you've got a point. Hjelder's been doing well. I think the fullbacks would fit as wing backs better than they do right now, and that's easy said when Femi's making mistakes most weeks at the minute. That's because you still keep him in the team. But you negate some of those issues potentially. The truth is, with 8 games to go, you might have a point, but it's down to Wilder because Wilder, like Dyche says, has been doing this job for 30 years, and we're allowed an opinion on what we think, but he'll know how he wants to play, who he wants to play, how he wants to play.
Absolutely, he will.
And as long as he's picking 4-2-3-1. And like I said, that the one thing about what you're saying is you lose that Brooks Femi combination. But what you do get is players in the wing back position who are better suited, and you get to crowbar your mate in at the back.
And the other thing I was going to say is that when we were at our best playing 3 at the back, we had Chris Basham and Jack O'Connell there, who were both really good at bombing forward.
It would be a different system, wouldn't it?
And we had Ollie Norwood there. It was an important part of how that system worked.
Which Jairo Riedeveld could be a very important link in as well. Totally different players, but don't tell me he can't do a job like in front of the defence.
Totally different from Ollie Norwood.
Of course it is. But so are the centre halves.
Right, exactly. And then
just different players.
When it went well afterwards, we had an L who was real in that one season in the Championship was fantastic at bombing forward from the back. We haven't got that at the minute.
Okay. I take your points, lads, and I absolutely don't disagree with any of them. I think they're valid points again, and I appreciate you.
That's good then. So you're wrong.
I don't agree with it.
Well done, mate. We win.
I don't agree with it because you could even. So you go with the 3 at the back, you go with the 4 across the middle with the 2 wing backs either side. You could even have Brooks on the right of that, like as a right 10. There's other teams in this league that play 2 10s. You could have Brooks as a right 10, so he's still got that Femi connection. O'Hare as a left 10, and Bamford up top on his own if you wanted, with them 2 floating around.
About a year ago, I was saying this for ages: 3-4-1-2, 3-4-2-1. I was on about it for like the odd Christmas tree. Do you remember we were on about it?
Yeah, we were talking about it for ages. Yeah, but that's a 4 at the back into a Christmas tree. Oh, the odd Christmas tree was with the 3, the 4, the 2. So why aren't we doing it then? Why are you now? No, we can't do it. It's disgraceful.
I'm not saying
I can't even believe.
I'm not saying we can't do it, but
it.
you've just cooked up this idea in your head, and now it doesn't mean that Wilder's going to go, oh yeah, let's do that.
You say it like you don't watch the Ramble.
Mate, come on. It's. I get what you're saying, but it sounds, you accused me of being revisionist the other day. I'm accusing you of being champ managerish now.
Disgraceful, Shep. So what do we do then? Do we just go now with a 4-2-3-1 and sort of go to the end of the season hoping that we can fit our best players into this formation? Surely now is the time to be thinking, what does my vision look like for next season? And if there's every chance it could be a formation change. It doesn't have to be the 3-5-2 that I'm talking about, or the 3-4-1-2 or 3-4-2-1. It could be anything. It could be a 4-4-2 that he's desperate to sort of re-implement. Right, well, do we need to work on, life without Gus? I'm not saying you drop Gus. What I'm saying is you have to have it in your mind as to what we're going to be doing going forward. Can we sort of start some partnerships going? Jim, yes, mate.
He hasn't got a clue what his squad's going to look like next year. He'll have a list of players that he wants to bin, which he's to be able to do. He's going to have another list of players where he's going to be trying to get certain players into the team, into the squad. This squad will look very different on day one of next season. And so you play your formation based on what you've got. And the truth is, he doesn't know what he's got. Someone says to him on a phone call, "Oh yeah, I'll come down next year." There's about 100 things that have got to fall into place before that actually becomes a reality. And when he's got his squad ready for next season, I'm sure he'll be considering how he wants to put them out on the pitch. But at the moment, Jim, there might be 5 different players, 6 different players playing next year. So what's the point?
I agree with that, but I think it's daft to think that he's not thinking of the way he wants to play next season. Of course, he's got that in mind.
No, because good managers, and we've said this before, that they play the formation that suits the strengths of the players that they've got.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Not oh, I'm going to play this system next year, and then we're going to.
No, but he's got chance to shape it, though, hasn't he? He's got chance to shape it.
Why would he want to be shaping it into?
Because he's putting players in the best position. You've said yourself, Seriki's a better wing back than he's a full back. Burrows is a better wing back than he is a full back. As is Hoover, as is McCallum.
Yeah.
So put them in those positions, or keep them at full back. When longer term, you might be thinking they're better as wing backs in a system. So I'm going to put them in wing backs next season. He's done it before. He's switched it up, as we know. We had our most success under Chris Wilder in a 3-4-1-2 or a 3-5-2 in the Premier League. I don't see how it's so far-fetched to think.
It's not massively far-fetched. It's just like
it's champ manager.
It's like it is. It's like they've seen him do well for half a game at Birmingham in playing certain players in certain positions, and now we've got to change the formation.
Because a lot of us have been clamouring for it for a little while, and it's not the first time he's gone to 3 at the back. But I thought we played really well and we looked solid.
Okay, so he might agree with you, and he might change it, but he might not, because
I don't think he will.
Again, I'm just talking about next year. He does not know who's staying. He doesn't know if Femi's going to be here. He doesn't know if certain players are going to be here. There's no point in starting something for next season because he just doesn't know what he's going to have to play with next year. I know you can scratch your head all day, but it doesn't really matter. I've said it before.
So when do we do it? Do we just start planning for next season during pre-season?
Listen, Jim.
I had 6 games in this season.
Well, that went well, didn't it? That went well.
If he said to the players, right, go and stand there because this is what I want to do next year, loads of them will be gone. Loads of new players will be in.
They will.
So yeah, I don't get that point. I do get your point about the wing backs. I think that's fair. I think Dave's point about the centre halves is massively valid. I think we lose if we did that, we would be changing the way that we get success on that right hand side this year. Yeah, you can say we're 15th. It hasn't worked. I'm sure, but right, until it's mathematically impossible for us to get up, he won't be messing around with this team. He'll want us to go out winning every single week, so he'll play the best team, even if he's got plans for players for next season or players that he knows that are going to be down the road. He's going to play the best team to get results. That's the job, isn't it? He's not just going to start. I'll play. Try this and try this and try that. It's not time. It's experimenting. This is professional footy. Experimenting for the training ground, not now, not with this group, because it's going to be so different next year.
The thing is, he's always said as well that, and he's pushed back on this because it's something again he must have been criticised in some circles for it previously, but he does talk about being able to utilise numerous formations during games as well as like mixing up game to game and stuff like that. And we've seen with the 4-2-3-1 and the 4-4-2, which is a very slight tweak, but it still is a tweak. And then he's obviously fairly recently, and obviously at Birmingham, dropped into the 3-5-2 as well. So that's all right when you've got a squad of 33 players that you can move around, and you've got adaptable players where Seriki can play right back or wing back, and Brooks can drop into centre midfield when you switch to a 5 across the middle, and you've no right winger. All this sort of thing. You've got players that can adapt, whether it's square pegs in round holes or not. We're not going to have the same size, or you wouldn't anticipate that we have the same size squad, certainly in terms of quality, next season, because we won't have the parachutes. So ideally, you'd be wanting quality players in, but much less. And you wouldn't have the luxury of having that bloated squad to have the flexibility in formation, per se. So I think it's going to have to be something he settles a little bit more firmly on next season, rather than tweaks and messes around between. But yeah, interesting conversation, gentlemen. Nice of you to come on, even though you're wrong, and just have a chat with me about it. Before we go into the comments, just a quick word from our sponsor. Do you want your favourite replica shirts for the World Cup? Check out okjersey.com. It's high quality jerseys starting from just £15. I love mine. From modern day shirts to the old classics that we all love. Use the code Ramble at the checkout to get 8% off your order. Get ready for the World Cup in style. And thank you to OK Jersey for their support of the Ramble.
Couldn't hear you, Paul, because you were talking.
They were on it me the other day. It was that guy that keeps talking over all your adverts. It's Paul the Man Mountain.
No, they weren't.
No, they were. But people can hear you.
Can they hear you? Can they hear us?
Yeah, they can, yeah.
Why is that, though? Why you muted us?
Because it's not an auto mute. We're on the same screen, and I'm just playing something over the top. Whereas on StreamYard, it would automatically mute you.
Really? Sorry, Jim. I didn't realise that.
That's why I kept saying, shut up, they can hear you, shut up, they can hear you, shut up, they can hear you. And you were like, Spurs shirt? Why am I getting a Spurs shirt for World Cup? Anyway.
Who are they playing?
Yeah, who are they playing at World Cup? Hi, Jim. Paul and Dave, says John. I suggest on Wednesday that we needed a change. I think we have the players to go back to a 3 and shore up the midfield with 5 and 2 up front. Has enough time passed that bringing back overlapping centre-backs would work? John, you're just killing my point. I was with you, John. I was with you. Bindon did a bash-type run on Saturday. Did he? And looked good. Would you use McGuinness or Hajelda, I'm calling him? I know you've sort of switched the things around, but Sonny Glasby likes to call him Hajelda because he can't say his name properly, so we'll go with that. McGuinness or Hjelde as your third centre-back. Seriki and Burrows are ideal wing-backs. It would be Hjelde for me on the left-hand side. And at the moment,
crowbar in.
Yeah, get me crowbar out for a left centre-back who plays left centre-back. Up the Worldwide Blades Ramble, up the 3MB, like and subscribe. It's the best value. Note. Yeah, you can't get much better value than that, can you? So thank you, John. Much appreciated, pal. Wayne, he says, hi, guys, I'm sick to the back teeth with referees this season. Femi's red card was never in a million years. The refs are ruining the game. Chris annoyed with some of the negativity around the fans. Yeah, we've touched on both of those, pal. I can see the frustration. Evening, lads, says Sheila's Wheels. Wondered if Gaz had given his opinion on the sending off of Seriki. The one at Millwall was even worse, with 2 more defenders around the incident. Refereeing a hard job, but needs an improvement. Interesting you say that, Sheila. I've got an idea of what Gaz thinks. He hasn't given a formal opinion on it, but he will be on the relaunched Ramble FC next week on All Aboard the Championship on Tuesday. So make sure you're tuning into that. He will be there to give all his opinions live and in person on all about the championship on Tuesday on Ramble FC. Orlando Blade says, evening lads, with the games that are left, what game do you think is the most important and we can have the most impact on the league? Surely it's next game. Next game, and I don't mean because it's the next game. I mean the Wrexham game. It's Wrexham at home next.
It's always the next game.
I know, Dave, because you're the sensible one. But it's Wrexham
Who
is...
doesn't want to play 3 at the back?
Yeah. yeah. Well, no risk and reward, no nothing, is there? Come on. No trio, no party. Come on, we're going 3 at the back.
That'd be a great game, against old John Ham's brother.
I do. Against who?
John Ham's brother. Wrexham. Wrexham.
Lou says, up the 3 and B. I think the reluctance to go to a back 3 is partly because it's Wilder's mark. It's Wilder's mark, but I also believe back 3 tends to mean no wingers. Femi and Burrows are born wing backs, though. I'd like us to be able to play in 2 or 3 different shapes. Good teams can. Blades did great yesterday. We'll get on the promotion train again, one way or another. Keep CW and stay on course. Up all the rambles. Like and subscribe. Thank you, my mate. Sonny Glasby, top man, for all your pallet needs, comes in with a £20 super chat. What a lad. Says, evening lads, hope you're all well. Do you think Wilder will stick with the 4-2-3-1 or go to 3 at the back? By the way, some great content from the Ramble recently. Keep it up. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. Do it now. I don't know whether that's because Sonny's appeared on View from the Mountain and then was on 90 after 90, that he thinks the content has improved recently. So thank you, Sonny, for your involvement directly in that. But appreciate the super chat, pal. Lads, I know we've spoken about the formation extensively. That's been more of our opinion on it. So, what do you think he's going to do? This is a standard Dave the Nose question, but I'm going to Paul first. What do you think, Paul?
Oh dear, I think we know.
Give it a time, Dave. Give it a time.
Can I shock you? I reckon he goes to 3 at the back,
Do you?
Yeah, I think he does,
Do you really? I'll tell you what. Can I just shock you?
Keanu Hoover showed up, didn't he, second half?
Mate, he showed up. Can I just shock you, though? I think he sticks with a 4-2-3-1. I do. I think that's what he does. I think that's what he'll do. I think because Gus Hamer's back in the reckoning, it will be return to type, and that's what I think he'll do.
But do that to spite that Jimmy Ramble.
Yeah, he will. I'll show him. Them negative fans online.
Yeah.
What? I'm the most positive Blade out there. Anyway, go on, Dave the Nose. What are you saying? the most obvious layup ever. Don't know,
Jeff. Will he?
Don't know, Jeff. Do you think?
No, I don't think he will.
You don't think he'll what?
I don't think he'll go to 3 at the back.
You think he'll stick with a 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2?
Before 4-2 till Gus is back.
So 4-2-3-1 then.
Is he back for 8? I lose track. We're in 2 games. We're in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 30 seconds, James.
Yeah, no problem. You're going to the little boys' room. Unbelievable. It's his age, He looks good.
Now 54.
I mean, I know, but you'd never know with all work he's had done, though, would you? So he does look good for his age because it's bought and paid for. But he's a little bit weaker in the old bladder area than us younger lads. Is that Sonny Glasby of Glasby's Palette? Says Lou. Danos Silver Fox. Danos. That's your name, isn't it? Danos. Dave Danos.
I know nothing. I told you. And I'm certainly not a silver fox. Far from it.
I think I am a little bit.
Neither silver nor fox.
Yeah, I'm silver and you can be the fox. But he's clearly referring to Batman Lou there. Chris says, evening lads, ridiculous sending off. People are beginning to fall off cuckoo land about the playoffs. Roll on August. Anyone know when season tickets are on sale? Is it May time normally?
No, normally when they know what league it's going to be in. Just say I'm really
next week then.
That you read out Cuckoo Land and you didn't say it properly.
All bound for Cuckoo Land. No.
Well, I was thinking Roy Keane. You have to sing there. So.
Okay. Sorry, mate.
My evidence is giant mug of tea.
You didn't win that, did you?
Pint of water. I've necked it all. Sorry. Yeah.
No worries. No worries.
Or Jim calls me an old man again.
Sonny, I did not. It was nothing to do with me. Sonny,
you just said it.
I think that was Dave the Nose. Actually, I think you'll find. Joel says, I love mine. And Mark Meldrew says, can't knock the lads' commitment and effort yesterday. Thought we were outstanding with 10 proper Sheffield United performances. Deserved the point. Be some good discussions on the red cards this week on All Aboard the Championship. Ever the salesman, Mark Meldrew. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up the 3MB. And Bisto Brett with a £20 super chat. Thank you, my mate. I do think the three at the back works for us mostly. Thank you, Brett. You are right. You can stay. If we can get a solid left centre-back, that's Leo Gelder, as Sonny calls him, and right centre-back for next season. Even converted fullbacks that are defensively sound. Can I get a collective, Bisto? Yeah, you can. It's £20 super chat. Ready, lads? 1, 2, 3. Bisto. Thanks, Brett. That'll do for me. So let's just play crazy and say that he's moving to 3 at the back. Who's your target for left centre back and right centre back for next season?
Jeez Louise.
To be honest, it's a bit of a wide question, but there has been players linked. Like I suppose the question would be: would you re-sign Helder if we play Helder if we're playing in that formation? Would you re-sign Binden? Would you look at somebody like Kyle Walker? Would you look at Harry Suter? These are sort of the names that will be doing the rounds anyway during the summer. So what are your thoughts on any of those, lads?
Kyle Walker taking a heartbeat.
I think that could happen anyway.
Yeah, I think it would. I think Seriki's a touch more likely to leave because of that deal being possible.
I'm going to say no. I don't want to go 3 at the back, but as soon as you asked, I don't think Suter would be the right shout for it. Because I think, I don't know, I just see Jaff as the middle. So
could Jaff not do a job on the right? Of the 3?
I think for that ball carrying, no, I think I'd have him in the middle. He seems to do best when he's just getting his head on everything and his leg on everything, rather than necessarily thinking when he's come forward he's put crosses in or anything like that. So now I'm not sure Suter's the answer.
Okay. Here's another question then. I know I'm jumping around a little bit and I threw that one at you a little. There's been recent criticism of Japhet Tanganga and his performances of late. I think that comes with a big price tag anyway. You're going to be scrutinised, and if you're not at least a 7 out of 10 every week, then you're going to get it. He's also been given the captain's armband, and I would say he's not a traditional captain in terms of a shouter and something like that. There's also been some concerns about his visible ill discipline on the field, going to the referee, getting a booking for what appeared to be a bit of petulance and stuff like that. So have you lads any concerns about Jaff not being the player that we thought he was potentially, or do you think maybe the captaincy's weighing a bit heavy on him, or do you think people are just being a little bit too over analytical rather than over critical of him? Maybe
I think he's had to settle into a side in a really challenging, difficult season. So I would like him to have a settled summer, and us go into next season with a settled squad. And I think you'll see a different player. He's class. We've seen it before. We were all saying we're not going to get him. There's no way we get him. And coin one of Paul's favourite phrases, forms temporary, class is permanent, and he's a class player. So I think we see a settled and improved, more consistent Tanganga.
Well said, mate. Paul, any thoughts on that?
Yep, fully with him. I'm with you there, Dave. I think he's again at this level. I know, Jim, because I watch your videos when you say that every single time there's like a mixed 11, Tanganga's on every single one, because he's widely regarded as one of the best in the division.
He wasn't this week, but yeah. I think he missed out for Clara against Birmingham, so I think that's on form rather than class.
But no, I think Tanganga at this level is you can't. I don't think you can get much better. I don't think you can go through and go, oh, he's significantly better than him. I think Dave's right. He's had some indifferent form, but I think there's been a bit of that throughout the entire season.
I'm going to say, do you think that's a bit similar to like Cooper, for example, who we know is a quality goalkeeper, but he's not consistently been a 7+ every week, has he? There's been the odd 6 and even a 5 chucked in there, but we don't lose faith in him because we've seen what he can do in a United shirt.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly that. I think if he's available to play, if one day he ends up on a bench and there's 2 guys picked in front of him, I would be very, very, very shocked. Certainly at championship level, I do not see why he wouldn't be in the team.
Do you have concerns about the armband, either of you?
I've concerns about the. I think that Wilder is dealing with a lot of, and he'd never say it because there is players and he's got to get out of him. I think he's dealing with a lot of players that weren't his, and I think he puts a big value on leadership and character, and character being a massive, massive part of what his identity as a football manager, our identity as a club, and I think that he will be surrounding himself with a few more of those types. Culture carriers, culture setters, whatever the term you want to use, there'll be a few more of them through the door next season. In the mold that he wants.
Yeah, love that, mate. Thank you again to Brett for your super chat, pal. It's much appreciated. I love Mien, says Ramaman, and then corrects himself to mine. Never really works when you take it mick out of people, Ramaman. Ha! Ha! He's all I'd say to you for that.
Can I do a bit of a shout out, Jim?
Of course, anytime, mate. You know that.
Bit of a shout out for one of my fans. So,
we haven't got that long.
It's my mum, and she gave us the best compliment, I think, the most genuine compliment that I might have ever had off her, to be honest.
Okay.
She turned around and went, "Oh, I watched the Blades Ramble." I was like, "Oh, do you, mum? Do you really?" I was like a bit surprised. And she went, "Yeah, I've started watching it." And she goes, It's actually quite good, isn't it?" I went, and I went,
high praise indeed.
You know when people who are close to you tell you that, it's great, whatever.
Yeah.
It was like I could tell she was being really honest, and I was like, I watched that. Oh, I really liked it. And she was watching one of the watch times, so I just wanted to give her a shout out today.
Love that.
It's that day. I said, "Have you subscribed?" She went, "Oh yeah, it always appears on my feed and stuff like that." So,
nice one.
So Tracy's definitely a rambler. So that's great news, and it was a great compliment. I just wanted to, because I told her I'd be on tonight and she might be watching. So
welcome, Tracy, and hello if you're watching. Thank you for the support. It's much appreciated, and happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. And hope everybody's okay. That may find this day a little bit.
Why has it gone thumbs down?
That's a bit awkward, isn't it? Oh no!
The timing was unbelievable,
mate. That is people who don't believe in the supernatural. I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably not my favourite day of the year anymore, but I don't mean to thumbs down it.
Oh my goodness me! Yeah. Okay, so it's...
And again, I'm not putting you two on the spot here, but I know that today is hard for people who've like Dave just alluded to there. It's a day to celebrate mums, but it's also a day to remember mums as well. So just wanted to say hats off to you two for being absolute pros on here, and I know it must be a difficult day for both of you. So
thank you, mate. Thank you. I had something else to say then, and you've completely thrown me off. I don't know what I'm going to try and.
I'm sorry if I'm just completely like.
No, I was going to try and keep the wheels turning, and I couldn't remember what I was going to say. But
no, well, that's what I'm complimenting you for, keeping the wheels turning on in difficult scenarios. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you, my mate. Black Holes and Revolutions Muse. What?
It's a song. That's a song.
I know it's a song. I just what's the reference? What's it? Okay. It's Keith Allen's daughter. This is how far behind we are in the comments, lads. Keith Allen's her old man. She's on tour this summer, says Ian. There you go. Lily Allen on tour. If anybody wants to go and see that. Well, this has started oddly, says Mark Meldrew. And if he says that, then we know we're in trouble. So we'll have to get back on track. He's a former stepfather, says Joel. It's all going off. Get a drink. Yeah. If we go three at the back, it's likely that Seriki and Brooks will compete for a place. Pros and cons to that. I think Brooks can also play more central. I agree. Could he also play a left wing back at times as well? He's played there before you poo-poo it. Don't poo-poo it, Mountain.
I've only just got used to the idea of him being a right winger.
I'm giving that, Jim, a full poo-poo, I'm afraid.
Listen,
back.
You can keep your poo-poo. No, left wing back. Back. You played left wing back in Prem under Eki.
No, James.
It's over.
Sorry, James.
It's over. Nah, I was listening to that today, actually. Cahill tripping. It's not over till it's over, says Ramaman. Officiating is so terrible in England. For me, it wasn't a red card for Seriki, and as a Leeds fan, no better in the Prem. Goodmanson never should have been sent off for us today, but Johnson should. Yes, I saw that game. I was watching. Dave Morwood says, evening 3MB, hope we're not Mardy tonight after our battling performance. Well, I can tell you she has been and sang, so it's over. Like and subscribe, please. Dear me, he walks a fine line, that Mr. Morwood. All Therapy says 352 could work to the end of the season and see from there. That got us up previously, so why not experiment now? Up the Blades, up the Ramble, All Therapy on the right wavelength, as you'd expect a professional to be. Alan Smith with a £2 super chat. Thank you, my mate. All the best, Jim. Paul and Dave, great channel. Didn't make me do any pirate noises, any strange voices or anything.
Me hearties.
Ian says Wilder was in Bannercross pub last night, popped in before I went up to Greystones. That does not surprise me at all, to be honest. Take the rough with a smooth. Wilder will sort it in the summer. Ramaman says we need more pace in the team. We are so slow. Completely agree with this. Completely agree. Joel says, let's be honest, Wilder doesn't accept criticism very well. Oh. Absolutely right, he doesn't. Absolutely right. The Femi red card was bad, says Luke. But one at Millwall yesterday that may cost the Motos was even worse. I'll say it again, officiating at the level is an all-time low. Was it the Millwall? I heard there were some crazy shouts against the Charlie Hughes one at Hull as well. I haven't seen that back either yet. So, yeah, some decisions to talk about for Gaz as well, which it'll be good to put to him later on all
how often do we get through a game and just like not even mention the refereeing? I just
rare in it now. Rare in it.
I did the other day, didn't I, when I said that the ref had done a good job at the...
Yes, you did, actually, yeah. Yeah, you did.
So I did try and give him the props because it's so rare that I see officials having good games nowadays.
What would we honestly have done in the playoffs if we'd have managed to scrape in? A home win, an away win against the top 5 side, then a win at Wembley. Sadly, we don't have that in us this season, up all the Rambles. I think on our day we can beat anybody in this league, but we've just not turned up often enough, to be honest. Jury's still out on Tanganga, especially with the fee we paid for him, says Ian. Cooler King says, evening Mardis. They did show a lot of character against Birmingham, but if you want to go up, you can't just show character when you feel like it. Consistency is the key in all areas. Absolutely. Exactly like Paul was saying, Southampton have turned up and done it, and we haven't. It doesn't mean that we can't do it or the squad is incapable of doing it. We just haven't done it. Whether you look at the mentality or the fitness or whatever you want to put it down to, the tactics, anything, one reason or another, we've been too inconsistent this season. You can't lose 18 games and expect to be anything but mid-table at best. So that is where we are, unfortunately. Definitely need pace in the team, says Dale. Very laboured at times. I think 352 could revitalise this squad with Femi and Harrison booming on with Cannon and Bamford up front. It's a lot of shouts for the 352, yeah. Lads, I'll just say. Christine says, I'm just so relieved we played like we did, showing spirit and determination. I'm just so pleased we have Wilder as our Blades mentor because of the start of the season, because of what starts to the season we had, I assume she means. Excuse me. Jack says, yes, lads, how you doing? What age do you start a midlife crisis? Because I think I'm going through one. You're not, mate. Are you 27, did you say? You're definitely not. Don't worry about that. But who cares? What a point. Got to keep gyro. Also, let's stop signing unfit players as part of a playoff push and then wonder why they get injured. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. Joe Rothwell injured, added to the injury list as well for anybody that missed that. Did anyone see how the Palace player celebrated when the Leeds player got sent off? How stupid did he look? I did see that. Lads, did you see that today? So, Goodmanson's got sent off for Leeds and Palace lads there going... like, ridiculously, so close to him, jumping up and down. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't even remember doing that at Sunday League, to be honest, when I was a kid. It were stupid. What's the point in playing a formation that needs wingers and not actually have wingers? It's a great point. Cooler King says, Tyrone Mings did exactly the same thing as Jack Robinson in a European game against last November. They scored the pen and we lost 1-0. Total and utter brain fart. He just wasn't concentrating. Daniel says, I will get rid of Tanganga when he's not passing. When he's not passing back to the keeper, his pass completion rate is the worst of the squad. Get rid of Tanganga. Any thoughts that might actually happen?
No.
Nope.
Okay, thanks, lads. So we're trying to sort my toolbox out. It's a literal toolbox. It's not a euphemism. It's not a euphemism. Toolbox. Anyway, Summer clear out. Adam Davis, Ben Mee, Jamie Shackleton, Mark McGuinness, Tom Davis, Alex Matos. Forgot about him. Danny Ings, Norrington Davis, all out. All loans going back. Anybody there that you disagree with, lads?
Who's Jamie Shackleton?
He plays for Red Cross, my dad says.
Yeah. No, I don't. No.
All gone.
Not the lot.
Davo's done a decent job, so
That's a question, isn't it? On his recent, none of us were in favour of re-signing Davo. Has that changed for any of you? Either of you, should I say? Nope. Clearly not then. Okay. 3 at the back. It's just who we are, mate, says Dan. Nate says we'll have 2 centre-backs in the summer. Tanganga and McGuinness. You'd be better at 4-2-2-2 than 3-5-2. Play Brooks behind Bamford, says Ramaman. By the way, we were 23rd and 24th. Sayers playing a 5-3-2. Would we have been any better? We would never have been better under Ruben Sayers in any form or fashion. Brandon says, sorry to say here, if Wilder do improve this squad next season and change his tactics, sorry, but he'll have to, obviously means if he doesn't improve, he'll have to go. I think that, to be honest, that next season is when he needs to be properly judged. I think he's done well this season, and people know my thoughts on him, so they won't necessarily take that as an unbiased opinion. But I think there's a lot of arguments to say he's done a really good job. I think people are very easy to, or some people are very quick to forget the absolute state we were in when he came to the club. And it wasn't just the bad signings, it was the whole dark cloud above the football club that we were below Sheffield Wednesday. And that is how low we got. And it wasn't looking good at all. Jack says, the thing is, though, the winger system isn't working. We have a right back and a left back that are more built for a wing back role. There's a reason every other team execute this formation with more control. Colour King says, it seems to be the modern view that 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2 are the worst thing the world has ever seen. But no one ever explains why they're so dead against it. Just seems to be a thing fans say. To be fair, lads, I do think you are justified why you've said it, to be fair to you. Josh says, I think he sticks with the 4-2-3-1. Me too. What we need, like most teams, which is crazy, isn't it? Because I want to go to a 3 at the back, but I think he'll stick with a 4-2-3-1.
You've been banging on about this all week.
I know. I'd love him to go to a 3 at the back. I want him to surprise me and go to it because we have proven that it looks good with the players that we have. I still think if you pushed me, he'll go to a 4-2-3-1. Because Gus is back, and it's just easy to revert to type into it. So that's what I think will happen. What we need, like most teams that play, is 2 proper wingers and wide forwards. I wonder if Wilder wasn't sacked, if that was the sort of player that we may have come in. I think Chong, Tom Davis, Shackleton, Mark McGuinness will be gone with a few others. I think Gus and Peck on possible loan back for Peck. Would like to see me on the coaching staff, and we need to look at wingers. I think we may look to get Chong and McGuinness out as an example. Don't necessarily mean they will leave, to be honest. So the recent signings, I don't think it'll be as easy as. It was only a couple of weeks ago. We were asking about the game plan and patterns of play when playing this formation, says Jack. Josh says, Watson, Cleary, Kozia, Dewberry and Gumoa are similar sort of players. Is he the Rio kid from Liverpool and Gumoa? I might be wrong with that, but is he?
I think after his performance today,
he was playing today, weren't he? So
the likelihood of that happening gets smaller and smaller. It's like a bit of a Cole Palmer.
Yeah, I can see the other 3 possibles. Watson would be a loan, Cleary would be a buy, Kozia, Dewberry would be a loan. So yeah, possibly. Hi 3MB, says Pete. 3-4-3 would accommodate Femi Seriki and Andre Brooks up the Blades. 3-4-3 also gives wingers freedom to roam because of overlapping wing backs. Like the Christmas tree we were talking about, the unbalanced Christmas tree. That's what we're talking about, isn't it? Yeah, I thought so. Ian says, agree with Paul. You have to adapt to the system to fit the players you have. Can't mold players into a system that doesn't suit them. All going to depend on recruitment. Is that agreeing with Paul?
yes.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, I know it is, but I think the players fit the 3-5-2 better. 3-4-1-2. Excuse me.
You're on about changing a system and playing a system ready for next year with a load of players that aren't going to be here next year.
Not a load of players. Some players that aren't going to be here.
There's going to be a massive turnover in the summer again.
Cooper, Tanganga, Seriki, Burrows.
Sorry.
You think Femi won't be
you
here?
You have no idea if he's stopping. Neither does Wilder.
Okay. Yeah, but you can say that about any player, couldn't you?
Nope. There's certain ones that are definitely and we've already spoken about this. There's one they're going to have to go because the books need to balance, and certainly some of the ones you've just said there will be on that list of attractive to other teams. So
is Callum O'Hare a better left winger or a 10?
I prefer him in a 10 personally, but
yeah. What did you say there, Dave?
He's better in a 10.
Thank you very much. Jack says we put Gus on the left.
Which we have with 4-2-3-1.
But when we have to go 4-4-2 because Gus isn't available, then he goes out on the left. He does. What am I telling lies?
No, you're just playing champ, man. Go on, carry on.
I wish I were. I wish I had time to play champ, man. We play 3-5-2 or a 3-4-2-1. All right, okay, yeah. Sorry, I didn't see the one. To play to our squad strengths, Bogle is better wing back than full back. You can say the same about Seriki and Hoover. Yeah, Leeds have done it, is what I'd saying, and it's worked for them. Matt says, message to the other side of the city. You just can't bear not being us. Us being considerably richer than Yao. Yeah, fair enough, Matt. Fair enough. Yeah,
it's Harry Enfield, isn't it? Quote. Obviously.
It is. Considerably richer than Yao. It says, what you need to do is give things a test. You never know if you don't try. No, what you need to do is keep trying with the thing that hasn't worked for the season, and that will give you your answer.
Has it not worked for Wilder this season, Jim, when he picked us up rock bottom?
Yeah, it has. But
and then we were talking about playoffs. Up to
but we've also lost 12 games playing these formations as well with him.
Right.
So is there not a chance that playing with a different formation might give us more success? And I'm not saying it does or it doesn't, but if you don't play it, you don't know.
Well, that's it, mate. The more you keep saying it, the more likely I think he is to adopt it, you see.
That's right. I love mine. I think I'll get a Spurs shirt to watch the World Cup, says he. Would love us to put Spoke in the Disney fairy tale. Me too. Don't ever change Ramble. Love the fumbles. Who needs professional fumbles? Professionals. Brand says, evening, gents. I certainly think we need a formation change. 18 defeats this season and inconsistent performances tell me that this current formation does not work with the players we have. 3-5 flipping 2, says Ramaman. Helen says, Wrexham play their game in hand on Tuesday against Watford, so it's a 3-game week for them. You never know. I think we have a chance against Wrexham, to be honest. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think the pressure will be off. I would expect a freer flowing performance from United. I'm looking forward to it, and I will be even more so.
Want blood after the last game.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. What a great show. Just love the banter between the 3MB, says John. Christine says, certainly 3 Mardy Blades tonight, but we are all in this together. We do need a formation change, but we need to be thinking of the players we have and players we need to replace them. That's true. Brandon says, in my opinion, Wilder is too stubborn to admit when he's wrong when we lose, and if he carries it on to next season, then sorry, but he'll be gone. The Captain Blade, Teddy, lasted longer than Dave. Lasted long, Dave. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was a bit busy earlier, so I didn't have time to come fetch it.
All right.
Sorry.
Oh. So he doesn't live there?
No, this is Charlotte's room, and
Charlotte doesn't have a Captain Blade, Teddy, on her.
No, Charlotte said she enjoyed. I don't know. I think she was probably making it up. She said she enjoyed the West Brom game.
Oh, good.
Even though she didn't understand what was going on.
That's a club of one, isn't it?
That's yeah. She was the only fan in attendance. It was not really a fan, I suppose. But yeah, fair enough. If you like Blades news updates, top gossip, and the best chat, please subscribe to the channel and click the thumbs up below. Thank you, Bri. To ensure you all get notifications, click the bell and select all. I'm just going to read it verbatim from Bri there, rather than go on my own thing about tapping the bell. Thank you, Bri. Brandon says, my centre-back I would sign is Luke Graham from Dundee this season. Yeah, we were linked with him in January, weren't we? His name came up a fair bit. I haven't seen him, to be honest, so I couldn't tell you anything about him. Dave, what's your thoughts on him, pal?
Sign him. Why not?
Yeah, Paul?
Mate, I've been watching Dundee for a while.
Me too. Well, we'll have to ask Brandon what he's like because clearly Brandon has.
I know
well.
that's
so
that's plucked out of the football knowledge book because
it is. I tell you what, mate.
He could walk past me and go.
I'm Luke Graham.
I wouldn't know if he was telling the truth or not. So that's the truth.
I'd believe him. Anyway, so yeah, you'll have to let us know, Brandon. Talk about your football manager knowledge. Matt says, "Is that a dodgy stick remote next to the bed, Dave?" No, not at all. No. Oh, he's going to prove it now. He's going to prove it. Look.
Other television brands are available.
I've got one of them. That Samsung remote. Yeah, I've got one knocking about somewhere. I'm too busy using my dodgy stick though most of the time. Do you think the championship will be harder next season? I think there will be 12 teams that can fight for the top 2, and the up to the 8th for the playoffs is just stupid. We don't know is the honest answer. We don't know which teams are coming down yet. It looks like Wolves and Burnley +1, so it'll be tough. I think Wolves will be good next season just because they're going to finish bottom. I think they'll be good next year. I think Burnley are never mugs at this level. We thought this season would be really tough, but then Leicester haven't really been in the conversation. So you never really know. There are 8 spots up for grabs, and I think that will benefit us next season by being a non-parachute team. Evening, Jim, Dave, the Nose and Man. Mountain Tanganga wasn't this vocal down at Millwall, says Black Fen Blade, unless he has been told to step up and lead. When I can't get up to the lane, I go with my brother-in-law down the den, and the officials are getting worse everywhere. Matt says Bash behind Paul is trying to get your attention, guys. I don't Bash. He's not on my. He's not behind me, is he? Thought he was.
Have you got?
Oh yeah, he is. He's just higher up. He's just higher up. That's all.
You hold him in high regard, yeah.
Well, I'd say that as well. Yeah. You are blowing smoke up each other's backside, says Glenn. Love it when you call in, Glenn. Thanks very much, mate. Dave doesn't like his. Oh, I love mine. Dave doesn't like. Dave does like his, actually. Thank you very much. Don't you, Dave?
I don't even know what I'm supposed to like.
So you reminded me of then. Do you remember Carolina Hearn with her husband on the?
What did I say, Roy? Tell him you like it, Roy. Tell him you like it. Yes. You like it, Roy. Yes. I said, I've never seen him before in my life. You didn't, Roy. Shut up, Roy.
Look at Dave's graphics.
It's ridiculous. What are you even pressing? You don't know, do you? You don't know. Should we change the number 2 goalkeeper or offer him another year? I think he's done okay since coming in, or should we look for someone else?
Form is temporary, class is permanent.
Ooh, a little bit of a snap. Dave, do you understand what I meant by that?
Yeah, he's doing the reverse.
Yeah, he is. It's a flip reverse. Blazing Squad Special. It's an Uno reverse card from Paul Mountain. Love that.
Jimmy's
what are you saying, Dave?
All over the show.
I'm surprised we don't know what Blazing Squad is.
Just because I'm young.
Not you, Win.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I know who Blazing Squad are.
Can you name them all?
Yeah, I can name none of them.
Anyway,
it was on Big Brother, wasn't it? Was it on Big Brother?
I think we should try and get a stronger number 2 if one is available, but I wouldn't be overly upset if Davo stays.
Yes.
A strong number 2 always is always a good thing.
Especially after a night out. James says, also the consistency, taking points from teams around you. We didn't do it last season or this season. We need leaders next year. I agree with that. Bryce says, evening 3MB, hope you're all well. Did Dave find everything he needed in Asda today? Up the Blades.
Eventually.
Up the Ramble.
Eventually. It took me quite a while to get round as I am not in good shape. But
no, you've got an injury, haven't you, pal?
Yeah, my calf is in pretty bad way. So yeah, if you see me today or since Thursday night, I've been limping everywhere.
Oh,
he looks like he needs a pretty strong number 2 by the look of him.
Well, I look like I've had a pretty strong number 2.
That might have been what's done the calf.
I wish it was that.
What we're gonna say? I don't know. I can't remember. You need to get that calf sorted out anyway for throwing some shapes on dance floor at end of season, don't you? We need to get.
Yeah. That is my highest priority.
That's exactly right. Forget the rest of the season and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Join the family and community that is the Blades Ramble. 3 channels of Blades goodness. Well, yeah. Sort of done the right way. Done. Like, subscribe, and share. Come on, get in the family. Bri, absolute legend. Thank you, mate. Nath says, is Ben Doak playing for Bournemouth? Would love to loan him in the summer, but Mikey Johnston be 2 great, exciting wingers. Don't play Brooks in centre midfield. He only knows how to go on the inside. I don't know if Ben, what's he called now? Ben Summit Doak. Gannon Doak, that's it, yeah. Don't know if he's playing, to be honest. Don't know if he's injured. Don't know his situation. Would have to have a look at it. Mikey Johnston, I think we all really like, but I think he's out. He might even be out for the season himself. So
Doak would be a great shout, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good shout, particularly if we're sticking with wingers, which we're not sure we're going to do. Hope all 3 of you have given your partners a great day today. Come and spend 90 minutes talking about footy. They're happy to get rid. I can only speak for myself, to be honest, but mine were like, have a good show. See you later.
They're talking about us then.
Yeah, no.
Ben Gannon Doak, according to FootMobs, played 4 times in the Premier League this season.
And has he been injured?
Yeah.
I'm sure he were injured at some
Yeah,
stage.
he was injured, yeah. He was.
Bryce says, reverse Jamie Dumpling. Who's Blazing Squad? For me and Mr. Morwood. They did a cover of Crossroads. See you at the crossroads.
Destroyed.
Crossroads.
Murdered it. Don't know.
Crossroads,
Terrible.
crossroads.
Sorry.
So you won't be lonely.
I love Bone Thugs and Harmony version. That's class.
What about?
That's the people who sang it, Dave. Bone Thugs and Harmony.
I thought you said something else.
No, it's Family Channel. And if you let me, I'm going to flip reverse it. That's what we were referring to, which they both understood. They won't sing along with me because they're too cool for that now.
You're singing.
What about getting booked for throwing a boot to the touchline?
That was funny.
Who did that?
Can't remember. It was funny, and it's a yellow card.
He's giving me a yellow card. Pete says, why not try 3? Tanganga Binden Hjelder, or Hjelder if you're Sonny Glasby. Kiana Hoover is your 4 now. Kiana Hoover, Sidney Peck, Gyro, and Burrows. 3, Femi Seriki, and Pat Bamford, and Andre Brooks. So Seriki on the right, Brooks on the left of your front 3.
And no Callum O'Hare, no Gus Harmer.
It's a shout, Pete. It's a shout. Don't you be put off by Dave trying to tank you.
Callum O'Hare has probably across the season been our best player.
I agree with you. He's in my 11. Lads, we have gone an hour and a half. Largely because you were trying to make a point about sticking with the 4-2-3-1. And I thought it was worth talking about. Anything you would like to say before I let you go, gentlemen?
No, I was gonna say about Wilder, and I think.
Yes, you had a point to raise, didn't you, about Sean Dyche?
Well, kind of, yeah. It was kind of in the same conversation. It was something we were talking about on the group. Okay. Like Chris Wilder is a professional football manager who is not the same in front of the players as he is in front of the camera, as he is in front of the media, as he is in front of his missus. He's got to be different. He's going to be different, like we all are. We're all very different from one thing to the next. And I'd love to think that when he does come out with these things, that it's all planned. It's all part of the message he wants to get across to supporters, to the players as well, more importantly, because they're the ones that make it happen. And I think we sometimes think, is he having a mark? If he's doing something like that, it's probably pre-planned and it's probably for a reason. And there'll be and the thing that we've got is we only work with the information we're given, and we get a very small part of it, and the very small part is the performances, I guess, and what we see on the training videos and all those things. But we don't always know what's always going on, and I think he gets a little bit frustrated at people trying to second guess, or certainly when he says about the application of the players. I don't think I've seen a performance from Sheffield United where he would. I mean, unless he's dug them out himself, which he does do from time to time, where you could argue that they're not trying. I think that I've seen teams not try, for managers before, and we certainly under Chris Wilder I've never seen performances where we're not trying. Does that mean they're always good? No, it doesn't, and I don't think he'd be saying that either. And he kind of did the other night, didn't he? He said about the players giving the ball away over and over and over again. You know, he's not sat there covering it in roses for us all the time and telling us how brilliant they are at all turns. He doesn't do that. He's quite honest. But I think that's just something I wanted to say. You're not going to always you're going to, from managers, and certainly we think about managers from the past, when they go on cameras and when they go on in front of the media, there's a message they're trying to get across, usually for the players, but sometimes for the supporters as well, just to give them that. And so it was Dyche was. I saw a little video of Dyche who's came out this week, and now he's not in a job. He can probably speak a little bit more freely about his frustrations, and you get probably the real version of him. He just said about supporters trying to tell managers what to do, or when they bump into him in the street and stuff like that, and saying about how, if you were a plumber. And I just want to push back on it a little. I'm not trying to have a war with words with Sean Dyche, but he said, if you were a plumber, I won't come around and tell you how to do your job as a plumber. And I thought to myself, oh, Sean, I'm not sure about that, because if I was invested in spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds on watching plumbing every week, and I agree. I spent a lot of my spare time watching plumbers do plumbing stuff. Yeah, I think I'd be allowed to have my say on what I think about some plumbing that might be going on in front of me. So I just wanted to push back on that a little bit. I don't think managers can sit there and say supporters and pundits and people who sit on streams like this aren't allowed because they're not been doing it for 40 years, not been doing this, that.
Every fan's entitled to an opinion.
Yeah, people pay the money, they spend a lot of their life, give precious time to it, and I think it was a little bit of a. I think if you're a manager of a football team, I think if someone who supports that team invests a lot of time and money in it, wants to talk to you about something but what they think, I think it's only polite to play it a little bit of lip service and just go about it that way.
Completely agree, and well said, mate. I think they always have the top trump cards because they have been in the seat and earned the right to be in the seat. So ultimately, they will always have the final say on who gets picked, how the narrative settles and stuff like that. Fans can't come back now to Chris Wilder and have a pop and turn it around on him the way what he said in the post match. I agree with you. A lot of the time we say, particularly coming out of hot off the presser, everything he says is, when I say calculated, it makes it sound colder than it's meant to be, but it's certainly well thought out. And I think 80% of that time you get Chris Wilder doing that nowadays. I think before it was closer to 60-40. I think now he's a lot more measured in what he does. There'll still be the odd, maybe even 90-10, but there'll still be the odd occasion where he loses his rag and you just get the real, I am sick to back teeth of this. I am not doing this anymore, blah, blah, blah. He needs to do better. He needs to do better. But for the general season so far, certainly since his return, we've seen he shoulders the blame. And he doesn't have to come out and be 100% honest with the fan base. That's not his job. His job is to do the best thing to make Sheffield United progress both on and off the field. So we have no duty to know. It's nice for us to know as fans, and it's great because he walks a fine line of keeping us informed with what's going off at the club. But is it right that he tells us whether Patrick Bamford is actually fit to play against Birmingham and says, yeah, he's 100% raring to go? I know he did in the presser, but because of his previous comments, it's still sort of, there's a question mark over it. I don't mind him keeping us guessing because he's keeping the opposition guessing. And I don't mind him coming out and backing his players because I want him to back his players. I want the players to see that he is behind them. I want them to be motivated to play for him. I also, at the same time, don't necessarily believe it's 100% what he thinks just because he's saying it. So when he's saying these players are this, that and other, he might believe half of what he's saying, but he wants them to think that's what he thinks. So I think he's a very clever operator, and again, I think he's the right man to. He knows just the right balance to get with all different stakeholders of the club. Really, he knows when to push the board and when not to be too aggressive with pushing the board. That may change. He may go off the rails with that, and there may be frictions in the future. The fan base, I think he knows when he can have a little bit of a dig. And some will react well and some will be a bit spiky and he'll maybe simmer that. It wouldn't surprise me at all if we play Wrexham, and should we not get hammered, whatever happens, should we not get hammered, he will likely come out in the post-match and say, what a brilliant performance by our fans today. I thought they were all a credit to us. They gave everything and they supported the team till the last minute. And I think that's the way he'll do it, because he's again, I don't want to say the wrong thing, because if I say something like a master manipulator, that's the wrong terminology for it. But he's the puppet master that we all sort of dance to his drum, and he's in charge. He's the leader. He's supposed to get the maximum out of everybody he can, and he does it really well. He does it really, really well. As for Sean Dyche, I agree with you on that as well. Whether you're a paying customer or not, if you're a fan of a football club and you enjoy the sport, you're allowed to have an opinion. Don't mean it's right. Listen to you lads today saying we should stick with 4 at back. I usually value your opinions, but you don't always get it right. Nobody gets it right all the time. Dave, have you anything you want to say, pal, before we let you go?
Not after that monstrosity of a comment that you've just made there. Everything else I was agreeing with, I thought. Then you ruined it. Never mind.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. Well, I want to say thank you to everybody that's joined us tonight, particularly my 2 lads that have jumped on and given their time again. Thank you to everybody that's donated a super chat. Very kind, very generous of you. Very much appreciated. But for now, come on, you red and white wizards.
Oh no! Lulu got a boo-boo!